crew.
It was real.
Commissioner.
Catch me, I'm ballin'. Catch me like Spalding. Catch me like Spalding's. If he indeed the MC, vitamin like GNC. Can't see me like B.I.G. on CNT. Did a little bit of time on BMG. But this right here, homie, this all me. Can you be down? No, CMB, that's cold, that ain't nice, G. So what though? Lil' homie remind me of Ice-T. By the way, we share the same birthday. The wordplay is work, but f***ing is easy. So catch me, I'm ballin'. I'm sick too if you ain't catch me like coughing. Back when I said you should catch me like Spalding. It's cool, cause most cats that I bump into can't catch me that often. Most times I just end up falling.
Hello and welcome to the Hardwood with Cameron Sadeghi, not the Cameron Sadeghi Show. I was just gonna say that. But it is not the NFL season, it is the NBA season. We are in the heart of the 82-game grind. Like many would call it, the 82-game marathon in professional basketball. Hello, I am Cameron Sadeghi here. We have a lot to talk about, as it is the first show this year of the Hardwood with Cameron Sadeghi. Those of you who have never listened, this is an all-NBA show, everything NBA. You know what? We're actually going to add a little wrinkle to this show. We're going to let you guys, I always let people call in, but not with a certain topic. Usually I just say, hey, call in and say whatever you want. I actually want you to give me your opinion on Kevin Durant versus LeBron James MVP race, who should win it and why. I want to hear that. You can either call me 949-456-2911, or you can just simply tweet me at SM_Cameron. You can do that, or you can also comment on the little green bubble to the right side of your screen. You can put your questions in there about the NBA, comments, anything, but I want you guys, we'll talk about the Durant-LeBron race near the end of the show, and we'll get your calls there, or you can call in and talk about what we're currently talking about on the show at that specific time. But I really want you guys to call in at the end and talk about that Durant-LeBron MVP race. So please listen, please comment, call, anything. I want to hear what you have to say. It's very important. I really like people's input about the game of basketball. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about the first game of the day. It was at 10 a.m. Pacific time, or 1 Eastern time, based on where you lived. Knicks Clippers in the Garden. Two red-hot teams. I mean, Clippers have been struggling, but for the most part in this year, the Clippers and the Knicks have really been successful over the course of this 2012-2013 season. Clippers get a big victory in New York, 102-88. And by the way, the Clippers do have to go into Philadelphia tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, so a much-needed victory on the Grammy road trip. Getting it done. They didn't really get it done against Washington. They struggled on that light schedule they had. Now this huge victory against the Knicks, really helped them get out of that slump. Chris Paul with 25, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals. Just was a monster today. On the other side, Carmelo, 42 points. I know, that's amazing by Carmelo, getting that 42, 8 rebounds. We'll talk about the 1 assist though, and 1 steal, 1 block. Hey, I mean, very good game points-wise, obviously, but we'll talk about the all-around game for the Knicks. But I want to start off with the Clippers and just basically say this. Grant Hill was the X factor today. Even Jamal Crawford said when Grant Hill came in and defended Carmelo one-on-one in those ISO situations, really set us apart. And I saw, denying, Grant Hill, again, some of you say, oh, he's not even that good, he's not a superstar, why are you crediting him like he's the best? Hey, he's a solid defender. He was working Melo, denying the catch, making it difficult for him to even gather position to even face up and score. That's how solid he was defensively in the fourth quarter of that ball game. And I really have to commend Grant Hill and what the Clippers have done defensively and the pieces that they brought in to defend in those one-on-one matchups. And it speaks volumes to what the Clippers have done as an organization to get those players and get that talent, and to have a defensive coach in Vinny Del Negro. It just establishes themselves as a solid defensive team, and they really need that in the playoffs, and it really came through today. And also too, I was mightily impressed with the ball movement. Usually the ball sticks with the Clippers, and it has done in years past, including last year. It really became evident against the San Antonio Spurs. But today, the ball was moving across the perimeter, everyone getting open shots, everyone putting up good shots. That was the key. That's been the key for the Clippers and what they do in their half-court sets. It was just a great all-around basketball game for the Clippers. On the other hand, for the Knicks, really disappointing with the turnovers. They're very, very careless with their turnovers, giving the Clippers easy fast break opportunities, which is totally uncalled for, especially on your own home floor. And then again, you can't be going one on five, and I don't blame Melo for this. I blame the offensive play calling today by Mike Woodson and company and this coaching staff. You can't consistently go into games and time and time again try to go 1-on-5 ISO. It's not going to work, because you'll have solid defensive teams that will, okay, you know what, Melo, go get your 42. But what about everyone else? It was 42 for Melo, then 20 for Felton, and then no one else in double figures. You need balanced scoring on the floor. It's a team sport, obviously, but you need balanced scoring, especially in the playoffs. If this continues and the struggles continue with balanced scoring, it's going to be a problem. But, okay, over the course of this year, they've done an excellent job with their ball movement. They've gotten everyone involved: Felton, Kidd, Smith, everyone, Chandler, Stoudemire. Today, it wasn't there, and it really kind of gave me a little red flag warning. Look, they can improve, and they've been a solid team, but I don't know. I just honestly, if this continues, they're not making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Earlier on in this year, I said Eastern Conference Finals. This game, it was a pretty big game, considering, I know a regular season game isn't really that big, but it was a pretty big test against a solid NBA team. I just don't think that the Knicks will get to the Eastern Conference. Even out of the first round, if they go with this ISO, no ball movement, ball sticking, it's really got to just keep moving around the perimeter and challenging defenses. I didn't really see that today with the New York Knicks, and I'm really disappointed, and especially the turnovers. That results in turnovers and bad shots, which leads to easy fast break opportunities, and that's what the Clippers had today. Clippers did absolutely phenomenal themselves, but come on, the turnovers contributed to the Clippers' success today. Let's not be blind to that. Really. Okay, and I just, I have to say too that this Clippers team and their ball movement, it just improves every single day, and really really proud of this team because last year, I mean, even this year, a lot of people are saying Clippers, they could go to the finals this year. Yeah, but they didn't have the ball movement earlier on, and I was wondering why people would say they can get to the finals. But again, I still don't think their ball movement is as good as a team like San Antonio and Oklahoma City's. I think Oklahoma City would really shut down the interior of the Clippers. So I don't think, in my mind, that the Clippers will be making the NBA Finals this year or getting to the Western Conference Finals this year. It's going to be a real struggle for them to get that far if they don't move the basketball, and it's been a little bit inconsistent for my liking. So Clippers, I mean, look, you've done a great job with your organization. I mean, this organization has gone very far. I mean, I'm very proud of them as a whole group. But again, San Antonio, they absolutely have the best half-court set offense in the NBA. Sorry for the voice crack. And their defensive principles are just off the charts. So I don't know if they can beat San Antonio or Oklahoma City in a 7-game series in May, and I just don't see that happening. All right, let's move on to the doubleheader. The second game was a very, very convincing game for Miami. I mean, again, Miami getting the victory against the Lakers at home. Okay, let me be very clear here. The Lakers are, I mean, I know, a lot of people talk about their star power and all of that. I mean, you cannot, again, this whole Lakers drama surrounding as they lost 107-97 today. Oops, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Alright, finally. Okay. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. 107-97 Miami. At home at American Airlines Arena. Overall, I have to say the development of this Lakers squad has just been ridiculously bad. I mean, every time you think the Lakers have improved, they just find ways to shoot themselves right in the foot. Every single ball game. I mean, against Charlotte, how in the world can you not get a victory? I mean, not get a convincing victory in Charlotte. You have to come back from 20 against the worst team in the NBA? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then today, the turnovers. I mean, you cannot expect to win a game and give up the ball 14 times against the Miami Heat. I mean, that's just absolute ridiculousness. You can't. Giving up 19 fast break points, that was the key. That was the difference. And then you look here, just the turnovers, it's ridiculous. You cannot, I mean, it's been so obvious. Hey, don't turn it over against Miami. Don't turn it over against Miami. And you do what? You found what, time after time after time, turnover after turnover. LeBron James getting on the fast break so easily. Guys, I know the Lakers don't have the court speed, but really? transition defense is not that hard in the game of basketball. It takes communication and hustle. Those are the two factors in transition defense. Excuse me. They talk about how you hear so many people say, "Oh, the Celtics are so old. The Spurs are so old. What are they going to do in transition?" Why do they always get back on defense so well? Both teams. Smart communication, hustle. Lakers right now have none of that. Absolutely none of that. Can't expect to win ball games against fast teams in Miami in the West and the Western Conference teams like Denver, like Golden State, and keep up with them if you can't stop them in transition D. You just flat out can't. Don't expect it. Don't expect it at all. And Miami, great job overall. They did a superb job. LeBron James again. Some of you, and you know, I go to a lot of, whenever I talk with people about the NBA, I want to say, hey, what do you think about LeBron? It just, the thing about LeBron that makes me, and I heard it in the NBA on ABC broadcast, basically, you know what LeBron said? He said, I take shots that I know the difference between a good shot and a bad shot. And I know that may seem obvious. It's not. It's not. Players say, whether it's high school, college, middle school, NBA, they say, hey, I just shot, you tell them, you just shot the basketball double team. Okay? You shot the basketball double team, and they made it. And you say, hey, you made it, and I shot, but that was a double team. You missed it. I mean, you made it, but in a double team. And they still say it's a good shot. It's not. LeBron recognizes, identifies that difference. He knows that enhancing the performance of his teammates is more important than enhancing the performance of himself. That's the key. That's the key to winning championships. You want to know how to be successful and winning games, that's it. Kobe Bryant, why is his team not doing that well? Yeah, he is scoring a lot of points. Got it. But you know what? He is forcing the issue at times. Yes, I know he's put a record number of assists. He's really dishing it out. But there are some times, and there were some times earlier on in the year, where he was forcing the issue. And people were congratulating him and commending him about how much he was scoring. To me, scoring is the most overrated aspect of the game of basketball. Yes, it's the objective, but there is a process to do so. And trying to get your own is not something that you should pride yourself in. You shouldn't say, hey, you know what, tonight I'm going for 20. No. No. You should say, hey, tonight I'm going to do anything I can for a victory. That's what should be mentioned. That's what you should be focusing about. That's what should be reiterated time after time after time. And that's so great by LeBron. That's why we'll get into that LeBron part later. And Wade did excellent. Bosh, everyone just getting on the fast break, leaking out, getting the necessary rebounds against a lengthy team. Great, great, great job. Proud all the way through. I'm proud by this Miami team. They've done excellent. Now, again, it was against the Lakers. They're not that solid of a team. I don't know what to make. I mean, look, I just respect the shot selection in LeBron James. That's what I really respect most about him as a player. Because I don't want to call these players ball hogs, but when you play with talented scorers, but they force the issue, and those of you who played basketball know this, at whatever level it must be, whenever you have a talented scorer who forces the issue, it's not really that fun to be his teammate. It really isn't. I mean, honestly, it really isn't. And LeBron, you go ask everyone on that team and say, is this one of the greatest teammates you've ever played with? They'll all say yes. They'll all say yes. Bar none. Bar none. Excellent, excellent job by Miami today. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll talk about Kobe. And Kobe had some remarks. LeBron didn't really agree with them. We'll talk about that in 30 seconds. This is The Hardwood with Cameron Sadeghi. According to Ryan Nelson of SlamOnline.com, LeBron James isn't sold on Kobe Bryant, the distributor. This is what Kobe Bryant had to say. LeBron James had to say from Fox Sports Florida. Do I buy that? James said when he was asked if Bryant is trying to become more of a distributor. He said no. That's what he said. Do I buy that? James said. No, he told you all before he's a scorer. He said it every day. I'm a scorer and this is what I do. So I don't buy it. No. You guys buy it though. I see how you all go. 49 assists in 4 games? Whatever. You guys are going crazy about that. I don't buy that. He's a scorer. And guess what? I basically agree with that statement. Well, half agree in a way because yes, he's always been a scorer but look, he's trying to get his teammates involved, and he knows. Okay, this is what I like about Kobe. I'm going to make this very clear. Just talking about my personal views on Kobe Bryant. This is what I like about him. He'll do anything to win. Sacrifice. If that means he has to score more, he'll do that. If he has to pass more, he'll do that. The thing I most dislike about Kobe Bryant is the guy forces the issue when things are going wrong. That infuriates me. It really does. I don't like to see a guy say, chuck the offense out and say, you know what, I'm just going to go on my own 1-on-5. I hate that. I hate that. You're ruining the team's offense. Putting up bad shots, but then whenever he makes the bad shot, he gets credited. No, you shouldn't be credited for making bad shots. That's one of my biggest basketball pet peeves. You shouldn't be celebrated for when you make bad shots. You shouldn't. And if you are, shame on you. Kobe Bryant, what I like about him is that now he's starting to know, hey, I've got to be more of an all-around disher on the offensive side. On single coverage, 1-on-1. Double coverage, when I'm double-teamed, it's time to pass. Finally, that concept has gone through. So, Kobe, good for you. LeBron, I understand where he's coming from, though. Again, I think it's a little harsh what he's saying, but I understand where he's coming from. Kobe, he seems really frustrated. I mean, I know that's kind of obvious, but I don't like it when he tries to take the offense into his own hands when frustration and chaos occurs. I feel like he does that at times, and it's uncalled for. Regardless of his name, I think people should be more critical of that. When you're a player of a basketball team, you don't try to create even more chaos by taking it in your own hands. You try to calm the situation down. I didn't really see that earlier on in the year with Kobe Bryant, and it really set the Lakers team back. They're not making the playoffs this year, point blank. If they do, I'll apologize on this show for saying that. But point blank, they're not making the NBA playoffs. Point blank. No questions asked, no excuses, no ands, ifs, or buts. No playoffs. None. So, sorry, Lakers fans. I know it's not been a good year. I know you've been frustrated with Howard. And I heard about the dad's comments, Dwight Howard's dad. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, Dwight Howard's not coming back next year. Hey, this is what and I'm going to share this real quick. Dwight, in my personal opinion, as great as he is, I don't know why he decided to go out to LA. And I know you're saying, oh, you're looking from a far position. You don't know what's in his life. You don't know what's in his heart. Look, you go to LA and I hear people say he went to LA to win a championship. Let me tell you, you could have gone to Boston, you could have gone to Miami, you could have gone you could have gone to Brooklyn. You went to LA because it's a large market. It's a larger market than anywhere else, and you could be more of a star. Hollywood. I don't really appreciate that from Howard. Personally, he should have gone with a team like Brooklyn, a team like Boston, maybe even New York. Hey, Denver, for crying out loud. Oklahoma City. He had those options there too. I mean, I know he got traded, but he should have expressed interest in those areas. To me, I didn't really see that from him, and I'm just stunned that he was so happy coming out. No. LA, earlier on this year I said Lakers are not going to do well. Remember when I said that? I said they're too old, they don't have the court speed. No. Hey, I was right. I was right for once. You know me, I've been wrong on many things. This time I wasn't. Kobe, this whole Kobe-Howard dynamic, it's not going to work. Kobe forces the issue. Howard wants more touches. It just doesn't work. How do you get players with such talent to be so successful in a short-term process? It's very hard. Miami, they couldn't do it the first year. Shaq and Kobe couldn't do it the first year. Boston was the only one that could win the championship in the first year. That was very special on their part, how they bought in and sacrificed so early. But Miami, they had to go through that process, and the Lakers, they don't have any time because they are very old. They don't have the youth and very banged up. So they can't get through that process. That's why things are going to implode in the offseason, I believe. And no playoffs. So Lakers really put themselves in a hole. Lakers are in a bad spot. Lakers won't be making the playoffs. Commercial break right now. We'll move into another topic. Josh Smith trade rumors. We'll even talk about Denver, Boston. We'll give you a few score updates. We'll give you some NBA standings. We'll get things, we'll have more to talk about here. We've got a lot to talk about here on the program, and we'll get your calls in too. 949-456-2911. 949-456-2911 is the number that you need to dial to get here on the show. Or you can tweet me at SM_Cameron. Or simply comment on the little green comment bubble and type away. So let's take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back in a moment. Hello, everybody. Back here on the show, and Josh Smith, the trade rumors. It's from Slam Online, too. Really, really interesting because everyone in Atlanta talking about Josh Smith here with, is he going to Boston? You know, is he going here? Is he going there? I mean, there's been a lot of talk about him going to Boston. And basically, by the way, this is from hoopsworld.com, not Slam Online. Lang Green, an NBA writer for Hoops World. Basically, you know, he got this quote from an Atlanta reporter, you know, in regards to if he'll be on the team after the February 21st trade deadline. And Smith said that he doesn't know, and that people are asking me the same thing all over again, and that he was supposed to get traded 4 years ago, and all these different things. And look, with Smith, I have to say that, you know, I think Smith wants out of Atlanta. I kind of feel or sense the pressure or the temptation of winning a championship with him. I know every player does, but I feel like he believes that there are no tools to win a championship in Atlanta. Because his team, I don't know if they're making the playoffs this year. I mean, they're right behind Boston for that 8th spot, but I don't know if they can get past that first round. So, I think Smith, he wants to go somewhere where he can win a championship in the future. And, look, he can either become a free agent. Okay, here, let me read this to you. The Hawks will have over $30 million in cap space this summer. With only $26 million in salary on the books for next season, Smith can demand a 5-year deal in the $94 million range from the Hawks once he becomes a free agent. Smith has recently stated he believes he is worth the full maximum. Excuse me. I think, look, with the money issue in Atlanta and, you know, letting Joe Johnson go, I think that really set the Hawks back as an organization. And I feel like, you know, deep down inside, Josh Smith wants out. Just deep down inside. And kind of, you know, it's unfortunate for the Hawks because I really think they're solid. You know, they're a good organization. I mean, they don't deserve this in a way, but they've got to step it. They better get pieces in soon, or they just got to let him go and rebuild. Those are their two options, and they've got to make that decision very quickly, because if they can get a big trade with Josh Smith, who knows? But, hey, I mean, I don't know. I really am not sure what they're going to do. Let me give you a little score update real quick. 99-96. Boston and Denver are in a very, very physical basketball game at the TD Bank North Garden. 1:15 in overtime. Garnett going to work, and kick out to Green. Green passed it out to Pierce. Pierce lined up a three, no good. And now the Nuggets will bring it up the floor with a minute to go. Andre Miller getting into the offense. So I think one bucket here could seal things. Miller pumps, spinning, firing the fadeaway, no good. Avery Bradley rebound. I'll just call the rest of the game here. 40 seconds in overtime. Bradley to Green. Green entry pass into Pierce. Pierce kick out to Green. Green driving. Green kick out to Garnett. Garnett back out to Green for a left corner three, and it's good. So tied up at 99 with 23.8 to go in OT. Denver with the basketball. They're going to call a timeout. So that's a score update there. Some other scores around the league. Oklahoma City 27-16 at the end of the first. San Antonio and Brooklyn. Wow, the Brooklyn Nets up by 10 against San Antonio at home after one. Memphis, they got an easy victory against Minnesota at the Grindhouse against Minnesota today. Portland and Orlando, 110-104. Orlando. Toronto, they get the easy victory at home against the Hornets, 102-89. We talked about the tie game, Boston, Denver, 99-99, all. And then we talked about earlier Miami and the Lakers, 107-97. Heat cruise. LeBron James with 32. Had a well-rounded game there. Knicks, Clippers. Clippers with the impressive victory. Knicks with some careless turnovers, but the Clippers with some solid offensive ball movement, and Grant Hill locking down on Carmelo Anthony in the fourth quarter, shutting down the Knicks. 102-88, much needed victory at the Garden. So those are the score updates all around the league. No more games. Well, oh yeah, we do have one more game. In 22 minutes, we'll have Kings-Rockets action in Sacramento. Well, that's in the stadium issue they have there with the arena. Man, I mean, it's a nightmare over there. I feel really, really bad for Sacramento. I mean, that's another topic we can talk about on the next show. It's just so awful over there. I mean, Kevin Johnson, the mayor, trying to, keep the Kings in Sacramento. It's not going to work. Seattle, they bought Seattle-based owners, bought the majority of the team, and the Maloofs are going to give it up. So, very, I have to say that I'm really, really disappointed. I think the Kings should stay. Again, I thought earlier that Seattle should have kept what was the Supersonics and now the Thunder. I thought that Clay Bennett was just a complete... I really don't like Clay Bennett. I think he's one of the more disrespectful owners we have in this league. And it's quite unfortunate that Clay Bennett is still an owner in this league, and I think it's just a disgrace that he shouldn't be even, celebrated for whatsoever. It's quite unfortunate. Quite unfortunate how he handled that scenario there in Seattle. And, it's another topic for another day, but just wanted to share that. Sacramento should stay, but in all reality, we know they're going to Seattle. So, the Seattle Kings next year. That's going to be very interesting. I mean, I wonder if it's really going to change their organization in a positive way moving. Who knows? Who knows? 5.6 in overtime. Denver-Boston in that matchup. Really, really down to the wire. Denver with the basketball side out. Andre Miller inbounding. And off the sideline, Miller will get it into Lawson in the backcourt. Lawson driving, 3-2-1, pulls up for three, no good, double overtime in Boston. Wow. Boston and Denver going into double OT. Pierce has a double-double with 23 and 12. He almost has a triple-double, needs 2 more assists to accomplish that. So, very, very big action there. And then Brooklyn and San Antonio. My goodness. Brooklyn, they're up by 10 in the second at home. Very impressed with Brooklyn so far here today. So, good job there for Brooklyn. As we know, San Antonio, a quality opponent, as C.J. Watson misses the 3 there. So, you know, with the score updates, we'll also break down the standings as well here, as promised. You know what? Yeah, let's take one more break. Let's take one more break. We'll be back, give you some NBA standings, and I want you to call in and give me your thoughts. Who's better, Kevin Durant or LeBron James this year? Who should be the MVP? Why? Give me all the reasons. I want to know. This is the Hardwood with Cameron Sadeghi. Hardwood with Cameron Sadeghi. My God, it's going to take me some time, guys, to get it right after so many times saying Cameron Sadeghi show. But back here, NBA standings. You know, you look here, as we know the West, they are cruising. You know, every single team competing at a high level. You know, I have to say this point blank. The best in the East, the top 4 seeds, Miami, New York, Indiana, Chicago. I think that could change. Boston is creeping up. Brooklyn, look, if Boston can get a victory here, that would continue a 6-game winning streak going into 7. I don't know. The Celtics look a little worn down as I'm looking right now in the second overtime against Denver. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do here. If they can continue that winning streak. So, Brandon Bassett, I'm looking at this game, so this is just intriguing stuff right here. Pierce driving in the lane, jumper, in and out. Okay, so getting back to the standings part, getting a little carried away. You know, that Eastern Conference race can change because they're not that far separated if you look here. Boston is 8 games behind Miami for the first. That's a lot. But Indiana, New York just 2 games back. Same with the West. This year there's not that much, large separation here, but it's a good amount. It's a good amount of separation, and I think Brooklyn, I don't know. Their inconsistencies at times are a little shaky to me. I don't know. I'm not sure. Chicago, I trust. Indiana, I trust. New York, I trust. Miami, I trust. Brooklyn and Atlanta, they're very shaky. And by the way, when I said Atlanta's behind Boston, I was wrong. Actually, Atlanta's a game ahead of Boston. So, I have to say that Boston Chicago, Indiana, New York, and Miami are going to be the 5 best teams in the East. In the West, I would have to say the 5 best teams are, today it's San Antonio, Oklahoma City, Clippers, Denver, and Memphis. I actually think that will stay true. I was going to say Golden State, over Denver or possibly Memphis, but to me, those are the 5 best teams. Denver is just on a roll right now. I mean, Denver has so many pieces, and I think they're a championship contender in my mind. Clippers, I think so too. Okay, I don't know about the Clippers. Oklahoma City, yes. San Antonio, yes. Memphis, yes. I mean, if Memphis didn't let go of Rudy Gay, I'd say I'm pretty sure that they'd be a championship contender. I'm not completely sure without Rudy Gay. But pretty impressed with Denver in the way that they performed, especially tonight. They're staying through, grinding it out in double overtime. Mightily impressed. So I'd have to say those 5 teams are the best right now. And you know what? I'll call the rest of this. You know what? We'll think about it. As to me, the West, the bottom half with Golden State, Houston, Utah, Portland. I think Utah will make it. Utah will make it. Portland, I don't think will make the cut. Portland, I just don't think. I mean, it's going to take a year to get to the playoffs. They have really young youth, and I don't know if they can do it. Houston, I'm pretty sure. I mean, Lynn Harden, they're great facilitators, and Kevin McHale is really teaching solid defensive principles over there. And then Utah, they've got such a great interior with Jefferson, Millsap, Favors. It's going to be a load to handle for a lot of teams on any given night. So, yeah, I think the Western Conference is set with all the teams, as well as the Eastern Conference. Maybe Philly can get in there, and Milwaukee will be out. I don't know. That one will be a little toss-up. But hey, you never know. Toronto can make it. Who knows? Who knows? Toronto, they could have a shot. They could make a run with Rudy Gay and how solid they are. Who knows? So I'm not going to guarantee it, but I will say that Toronto can make some noise. I don't see Milwaukee. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a tight race for the 8th spot, but I'm not completely sure yet. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen, who's going to get it done. So it'll be very interesting. It'll be very, very interesting. Okay, this will be, for sure, our last break on the show. We want you to call in or tweet or do anything. I'll give my opinion too. Durant, LeBron, MVP race. Both are having absolutely incredible years. But tell me, who should be the MVP? Why should they be the MVP? And will they be the MVP? 949-456-2911, 949-456-2911, or you know what? Just tweet me at SM_Cameron if you have to. Comment on the green bubble if you have to. But let's just take a quick little 30-second break. We'll be back in a moment. Alright. Durant, LeBron, MVP race. It's on. I mean, look, people are putting Kobe in there and Melo. Hey, Kobe I don't think is going to be the MVP. Melo's got a real legitimate shot. I have to say for sure that, LeBron, again, all-around game is just incredible. And his three-point shooting has even gotten better. I mean, his percentage is through the roof. I mean, that's not to say that, not to put Kevin Durant down or anything, but more of an all-around game, I'd have to go to LeBron here. LeBron, again, he can guard. This is, to me, the big common, the huge separator between LeBron and Kevin Durant. LeBron defensively can guard anyone. Anyone on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any possession. Any point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. There's no guy in the NBA who can do that. So, again, you cannot at all say that Kevin Durant's playing bad. I'm just saying that LeBron James is just playing better. And then Carmelo Anthony, he's been very balanced this year as well, especially defensively. But, come on. There's no guy in this league who can distribute as well as LeBron at that position, who can have that balance of a game, points, scoring, rebounds, steals, everything, and enhance the performance of his teammates to an extreme amount. So, and it's going to be LeBron to me. I would not be surprised if Kevin Durant won it, because LeBron's won so many MVPs. Give a guy another chance. I mean, Kevin Durant's really improved offensively. He's not forcing the issue as much. He's really getting his teammates involved, and I really respect that from Kevin Durant. And defensively, he seems like he's become a better help defender and a better team defender. So I definitely have to say that, yes, Kevin Durant, it's 1A, 1B. I'm just going to side with LeBron here. But who knows? Maybe in 2 years, Durant can get that MVP, or maybe even next year. So, wouldn't be surprised either way it goes. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what someone has to say about this. Regardless, okay? Durant, LeBron. Durant, LeBron. Tell me right now. And those of you who are listening say, I don't want to call in. Even if you call in, and just please call in. I want to get the first call on the Hardwood ever. Let's get the first call. This show, and we appreciate everyone listening, but we would really even appreciate it more if people would call in. I can guarantee you that. So we want more calls. And 949-456-2911, give me your thoughts. I'll play some music, and I'll play the Catch Me On Ballin' song from, I'll play that song. And if I get a call, we'll get that person on the air. If we don't, we'll end the show. But first things first, I want to say, please like our Facebook page, National Sports. All one word, but you need to capitalize the N, the first letter. Like our Facebook page. We'll have all the show info that you need, and everything you need to know about national sports. You'll get it. You'll get it through there. And next week I may be able to do a show. Not sure, but maybe. Next week on Sunday at 5 o'clock. I will tell you through Facebook or Twitter about that. Okay, I'll make sure I get it out there if I'm gonna do a show at a different time, so be aware of that. Also, I'm gonna try to get NBA guests, NBA writers to get on the show. We've had NFL writers. I've had NFL writers come on the Cameron Sadeghi show, and I think it would be great to get some NBA writers and NBA analysts to come on the show. So I think that would be a really, really good thing to do. So, by the way, before we even play the song, Denver and Boston, 107-107, double overtime. Paul Pierce just hit a huge three right in Andre Miller's grill. He stroked it from downtown. So, we'll put on the music, and then we'll see if we'll get the caller.
If you didn't end up walking, catch me in the bar with a Cinderella waltzing, and I do it till it's no longer exclusive. Might go once, might go twice, but never 3 times like an auction to it. See, I walk into it, I do my thing, then tell the owner that it's cool to let y'all into it. Catch me, I'm ballin', catch me, I'm ballin', catch me like Spalding, catch me like Spalding. If he indeed the MC, vitamin like GNC. Catch me, I'm ballin', catch me, I'm ballin', catch me like Spalding, catch me like Spalding. ABB to ALC, man, we stay on a J.O.B. Yeah, put me on some EV to the T.O.P. With a little bit of time on CAP. But this right here, dog, there is no fee to get me down. If I don't really feel your speed, see, I never trust them. Catch me, I'm ballin', tailor-made custom, must be I'm ballin'. Still want it like worst come to worst, to the point where I never call myself OG. Yeah, I end games, never go OT. And if so, time's up like OC. And if not, then wasn't my calling. Catch me like Spalding, catch me like Spalding. Rest in peace to my Cali Gold Rush is here, we never stallin'. Ball goes down and still get fouled. Understand, man, that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, catch me, I'm ballin', catch me, I'm ballin', catch me like Spalding, catch me like Spalding. If he indeed the MC, vitamin like GNC. Catch me, I'm ballin', catch me, I'm ballin', catch me like Spalding, catch me like Spalding. ABB and ALC, man, we stay on a J.O.B. Yeah. We make our name known, baby. It's going down worldwide. We right here. And you know,
I guess that'll be the end of the show, and please like our Facebook page, and follow me on Twitter at SM_Cameron, and we'd really appreciate it if you guys, keep listening to the shows. We really, with the group of people I am, is, they've done a great job on here on the shows. And to be honest, I'm being completely honest, I did not think that our shows would have the amount of success that they're having right now, and it really speaks volumes about the listeners and how great you guys are. Okay? No joke, really appreciate it, everything that you've done. And like the way I always cap off shows, like always, see you later. Hasta luego.